Working with metal when it's negative 13 degrees outside, not a great idea. And there's just shards of aluminum flying everywhere. This is great. I don't understand why people are buying an expensive motorcycle and then putting really cheap Amazon parts on it. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Good morning from a very, very cold garage. It's mildly ironic that I've got my glacier mug full of coffee because right now it's negative 13 degrees outside. That's why I'm inside my garage. The heater is on. I'm wearing a stocking cap and a flannel or lined sweatshirt because it's insane. Looks all nice and nice out there, but once you touch the cold air, it immediately goes right to your bones and freezes everything. All right, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna add some additional accoutrement to the motorcycle, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a tease as to what we're going to do, and it has something to do with these. So what do those 5 cans have to do with my 2024 Road Glide? Well, it's actually something that I've seen in a bunch of different forums and Facebook groups. It's actually pretty sweet. So I'm going to walk you through what we're going to do quick, and then I got a tough decision to make on exactly what I want to do for this bike. Oh, sweet. Oh. I also need to move things around so I have more room. I'm going to keep drinking coffee because it's not helping. It's so cold in here. Working on metal was a bad decision in negative 13 degrees. But anyway, right here we have the reservoir for the liquid cooling system. And what people have been doing is wrapping it with something that they like, whether it's beer can, energy drink, whatever. I've seen a bunch of different ones, and I'll drop a few photos in here of ones that I've seen on Facebook. So thanks to those people for giving me a little bit of the inspiration. I might have to do this with gloves on. So that's what we're going to do. Next step is figuring out which one, and then I got to empty all of them. And I'm not going to drink them because then I'm going to have a heart attack. Basically, my heart will explode if I drink all of these. So here's my conundrum. Do we go with the Red Bull because that's my favorite F1 team? So that one, solid, Coke, just classic design. Also, the red on the Coke is, kind of matches the bike. This is Rain Orange Dreamsicle. That's my favorite energy drink. So, that one's favorite. Also classic, just Mountain Dew, which would be green, it'd stand out. Or the one I'm leaning towards right now is this one. This is the NOS energy drink. Because once you cut it up and put it on there, it'll kind of look like I've put nitrous on my bike. So, step 1, I'm going to empty all these and cut them up. But I'm not going to put these to waste. Particularly the Rain. I'm going to start drinking this one. It's so cold. But not frozen. All right, so I'm going to empty all of those. And then we're going to get to cutting and then put one on the bike and see what it looks like. Let's go. All right, we've taken this party inside because after letting the garage heat up for about a half an hour, my wife decided to leave and thus let all the warm air, what little warm air I had managed to create, immediately evaporate. So now the garage is now back to being very, very cold. So, like I said, I think I'm gonna go. I think it's pretty sweet to have this NOS. It's gonna look like the bike has some nitrous oxide. So I'm gonna dump that out. And I don't feel bad wasting this stuff because it's 210 calories, 51 grams of sugar. You should not be drinking this. Okay, so that's empty. I am going to continue to drink the rain, though. Mountain Dew, 62 grams of sugar, 230 calories. Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, boy, I haven't had a Red Bull in forever. It's just... Red Bull has, like, a smell. Not that it's bad, it's just, like, hits you, like... chemical burn. I always felt like Red Bull doesn't taste very good either, but they have a really good F1 team that I enjoy watching. After I get all these emptied, next is I'm going to cut the lids and the bottoms off, and then it'll be able to wrap around the tube. This is probably the one that I'm least likely going to put on the bike, so this is the one I'm going to cut first, just to see how it goes. I've got the pin snips here. The question is, can I get it? This is the hard part is going to be cutting it and getting that top part just clean enough. These are terrible. All right, here we go. Real pair of scissors. So just wanted to pop open enough of it to get in here. There we go. And there's just shards of aluminum flying everywhere. This is great. All right. There we go. I'm going to treat this like a broken piece of glass. So there's that. I'm not going to... Oh, let's see here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to wait. Because this is, so you can see the edge here where it's folded in. I'm actually going to cut right along this edge eventually. And what I'm going to do first is actually cut down the center, because this is a little bit bigger. I'm actually going to have to cut this down a little bit. So it's okay to go, you know, this is the side that I want potentially to be shown. So I'm going to go ahead and cut on the opposite side. Okay, so there's that. Let's just start along here. There's no way I'm not going to bleed on something here. All right, I'm going to cut to show less of my struggle, but I got it done. It's not... I'm going to probably try to trim it up a little bit to clean up this edge. But now I'm going to go ahead and cut off this top lip here. All right, there we go. Now it's cut out. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and I can wrap it like this around the bike. And again, I'm not too concerned. The bottom's a little rough. I might just trim that up real quick, but then I'm gonna go try and see what this looks like. All right. So, it's so cold. So cold. So this thing just pops out. There's a clip that holds it in there. So we're gonna pop that out, wrap this around, and I think for the other ones, I'm probably gonna trim it Oh, well, not putting it upside down. That helps. So there we go. There's that. All right, so I'm glad I practiced this because I need to trim it to be thinner. You can see it's bubbled here. But generally, I like it. It looks cool. Okay, so I trimmed it into a smaller piece. Let's see if I can, see if that can keep. There we go, it's a little bit off center. Not perfect, but a good practice run. All right, so I'm gonna cut the NOS one and one other one. I'm not sure yet. Maybe the Rain or the Red. You know what? I'm gonna cut the Rain, the Red Bull, and the NOS, and then see which one I like best, and get off this frozen garage floor. The space heater is basically useless. Now, before I start cutting these other ones, I will say the nice part about the Red Bull is that you can see it's just that much taller. So it's going to cover more of the reservoir. I might end up going with Red Bull just because it's going to look the best, but we'll see. All right, time to get cutting. Trimmed the top and the bottom of both of these. So I think we're in a pretty good place to put these on the bike. I'm gonna go put these scissors away before my wife realizes I've been using them to cut cans. And well, let's go put them on the bike. All right, back in the garage, put on gloves. So Red Bull, NOS, Rain, got the Mountain Dew on there. So let's do, I'm gonna do a Red Bull because this one is the tallest one. Oh, this is gonna look so good. Yeah, oh, that looks good. You can see kind of the, that's pretty awesome. I like that. All right, for sure keeping the Red Bull as an option. But now let's go with the one I was hoping for all along. And it's a shorter can. Like I said, the nice part about the Red Bull is that it's a much taller can. I cut it wrong. The way the logos are outlined, I should have favored one of the NOS logos. And instead I kind of cut them right in the middle. I think it's gonna be Red Bull for the time being. So it's not perfect because you can see the black gap here, but if I get another one, it is kind of awesome that it says NOS and it looks like I've got a little NOS tank. That's pretty sweet. All right. Well, perfect. It actually matches. Actually fits in there really nice. Boom. All right. That's done. Next. Oh, I thought it was my wife returning. I was waiting for the garage door to open and basically freeze. I would like be blast frozen immediately right to this spot. All right, second thing, now that we're done with a little bit of the the decor work on the bike, we're gonna put on the Thrashin skid plate, which is really, really cold. Working with metal when it's negative 13 degrees outside, not a great idea. But I'm pretty excited about this. This is a cool piece. It's got the cool Thrashin logo on it, and I'll just show you where this goes. So under the bike, right under here, you've got the kind of the radiator cover here, and then right here there's a spot where there's just some cords and hoses, a few things that are exposed, and the Thrashin plate very easily just mounts right here, just like this, just to give you a little extra protection. I personally have not heard of anybody having any issues with anything being damaged on there, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have this on there, and it looks kind of cool. Kind of a subtle piece, especially, you know, if you, I do end up doing a little bit of adventure baggering, more than most people, I guess. So why not have a little extra protection there for anything that kicks up? But like I said, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody having an issue, but I think it's a cool idea by Thrashin. And this is a real Thrashin part, not an Amazon knockoff. There's so many Amazon knockoffs. I don't understand why people are buying an expensive motorcycle and then putting really cheap Amazon parts on it. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm going to continue to support, you know, the American companies, Thrashin, Clockworks, Saddlemen, LaPera. You know, these are folks that have been in the industry for a long time, are making good parts. They deserve our support. So the Amazon thing, I don't get it. Seriously, just stop. It's so silly. All right, so the first thing, there's a little bolt right under here. You don't have to take this off. It's maybe just slightly easier. So I might pop this off first, just to make it easier to get at this bolt, this bolt, this bolt. As you can see on the thing, 2 on this side, 1 on the other side. Loctite it, and then we're good to go. This is a super easy one. All right, first ones are gonna loosen this bolt, the small one on the front. All right, that thing pops out pretty easily. And now onto this one. As you can see, this thing is gonna go right like this. So this one comes off next. Okay, next one is this bolt here. It's 5/16. So just pop that in there. Just like that. Not too bad. Okay, there we go. And this one does have a little bit of Loctite on it. So I'm gonna put, when this goes back in, I'm gonna dab a little bit of that on there, just, you know, because it's a frame bolt. So those 2 are done. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put this one in first and keep it loose, and then go loosen the other side, put the other side in, and then finish with this one. Probably could have started on the other side since there's only one over there, so I don't have to go back and forth, but you know, life decisions. So we'll put a little bit of Loctite on this bolt. And I'll get this back in. Like I said, I'm not gonna tighten it completely. I'm gonna keep it loose so that we can put the other side on. But we'll get that in there a little ways. All right, now we're gonna move over to the other side, loosen the other one, and get that one on. All right, as you can see here, this is just gonna bolt up right here to this one. So we're gonna loosen this. Okay, because it's only one bolt and trying to do this quickly, I did not bring my blanket over here, so now I'm lying on the ground, freezing. But it shouldn't take too long. Okay. Oh, dirty under here. This bike is so filthy still. All right, so that one's done. So again, just gonna drop a little bit of Loctite on here. Nothing too crazy. Pop this one back. Tighten it down a little bit, but again, not all the way because I still have to line up the small bracket on the other side, the front one. So we'll do that. Okay. All right. Now, back to the other side to do the little one. Throw that under there. Okay. And this is super easy. So by just tightening those back down, this one was actually already like right in the spot where it needed to be. I'm just gonna put the smallest, I don't know that there was any Loctite on this one. I don't know that it really needs it. I'm just gonna put a real small dab of Loctite on this one just to keep it in place. This is the removable Loctite, so it's not gonna, stick on there forever. Another thing that I'm learning while I'm doing this, it is probably easier just to pop the radiator cover off. Then you don't have to reach underneath here like this. Again, not a big deal. So there it is. This is on. I have to tighten down this bolt here and this bolt here. Those do have a torque spec though, so I actually am going to need Randy. I do not have the torque wrench, so I'm not riding anytime soon. So at some point, I'll have Randy come over and we'll tighten these. But for now, I'm going to tighten them down a little bit, but then that's it. So there you go. As you can see, there's the Thrashin skid plate. It looks great. It's super easy. This is honestly like, if you have the right tool, if you have a torque wrench, this is maybe a 10-minute job, if that. And it looks good. And like I said, gives you a little bit of protection. Particularly if you, maybe, like I said earlier, do a little more adventure baggering than the normal rider. It's pretty cool. I dig it. I like this piece. All right. As I'm gonna get off the floor now, because even with the blanket, it's freezing. I'm gonna go have my 4th cup of coffee, or I might just even go for some old-fashioned hot chocolate and make it scalding hot, get off this frozen floor, and hope that the negative 13 degrees, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's actually supposed to be negative 20 tonight. But yeah, I got more winter upgrade videos coming. I got some lighting stuff, which I think is actually a huge safety enhancement, which is great. Possibly a seat comparison, and then we'll see what else we got going. So stick around. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I've got some more ride videos, some local, some not, some bigger ones, some smaller ones. Just trying to bring, motorcycle content out to you. It is 2025. If you do anything this year, just get out and ride. Ride someplace you've never been in your city. Ride someplace you've never been the next state over or 3 states over. Just get out and ride. That's why we have these. And there's no better way to experience the country and to experience nature than on a motorcycle. So keep riding, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.
3 days later.
All right, it's a few days later, a little post-credit scene here. It's actually warmed up a bit. It's now, I think it's like 20 or 21 degrees. It's basically summer. Probably gonna go to the beach later. But I was at a gas station and I hit the jackpot. I found a giant NOS can. So this is the one, I'm cutting this one up. This is the one that's going on the bike. It's big enough that it's gonna cover the reservoir, so that's gonna look pretty sick. I will drop a photo down after this showing you what it looks like after I'm done. Thanks for watching the video. Catch you later.